Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the livestream chat. Step 2. The Draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a Gorestrider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It is so good to have you here. I feel like I have been away for like forever and ever and ever, but it was only Friday night when we played, and this is Monday. So, man, so it is good to see you, but I feel like I have been away forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But it is great to have you here. We're about to play. Yes, exactly, Brianna. Another week of blood cages right here. Another week of fights heading into the blood cage. So we are about to get into this. I have been working on the game over the past few days, so I want to Sable also says it feels like it's been a long weekend. I was working all weekend on this and other stuff and things like that. Let me come up over here. I've got some changelog information for you, so let me share the screen. Let's see right here. So let's go over here. Oh no, let me bring it up, make sure that's there. There we go. Okay, let's go to the posts. So as always, I don't know if anybody sees this. They may not see it at all. I mean, I post stuff to YouTube. I don't think anybody ever sees it, but you know, I always have been posting or I've been posting the changelog every day to the YouTube channel. Post so that you can read it, you can comment on it, you can, you know, whatever, but I mean, probably YouTube doesn't show it to anybody. I mean, you know, that's what can you expect? Can you expect to post something to YouTube and actually people to see it? I mean, so I don't know. So nobody may actually ever see this. But okay, this is episode number 20 right here. 401 characters have died. So that's pretty incredible. 401 characters have died. And yet the sands of the cage are still thirsty. So what's going on tonight? So right here. So the initial character targeting, I spent quite a bit of time on this. Initial character targeting has been upgraded. Upon initial target selection, I was unhappy. Like basically what was going on is that I was unhappy with the number of times that we would go in the blood cage and there would be a character who would target something that was obviously not able to be acted upon and then have to retarget. Now, retargeting is fine. Retargeting is fine. Oh, Tomocrat just went in for 37 months. Thank you very much. Tomocrat, member for 37 months. Thank you very much, Tomocrat. We've got a lot of people who have been hanging out here with us for a long time, and Tomocrat's one of them. Really great to see you. Thank you. Great to have you here. Okay, so but basically, I was saying that there were too many times that I would see somebody target somebody that was obviously not able to be attacked. And so now I did a complete overhaul of that. This took several hours today. So initial character targeting has been upgraded. And upon initial target selection, characters should be less likely now to choose a target that they cannot reach or otherwise interact with. And therefore, we should see less retargeting moves after the turn has begun. We're not going to see no retargeting because the game it changes, and whatever. And so, there will be instances where you have to retarget. But I'm just trying to get that down to, hey, if it's obvious that you can't reach the target, don't even target them in the first place. The purple targeting ring should therefore only appear once the target is confirmed. We have the gold ring, and then we have the purple ring, right? If the character changes target, the ring should slide to the new one, and the banner of the top should also update right there. Buff spells do not stack. I saw a note in that as I was watching last Friday's stream. So buff spells shouldn't stack. So I also did a complete reanalysis of that. Buff spells do not stack. A caster will not cast a buff on a character who already has that buff, including when a different caster has placed it. This includes resistance, blade ward, and virtue. Those are all following this rule. A caster whose buff is already on a target attacks or moves instead of spending the spell. Blade ward, we haven't seen that cast very often, but blade ward halves the next blow that lands and then ends. Virtue lasts until its temporary hit points are used. So if a character has Virtue and has some temporary hit points, but then those temporary hit points are used, then once it's used, that spell is considered gone. And then Virtue can be cast on that character again. Zorn's Aerostorm and Portcullis now only trigger while monsters are still standing. I noticed this was kind of rare, but I did notice it because like I said, I watch every episode over again and see what's going on. Zorn's Aerostorm and Portcullis now only trigger while monsters are still standing. Because previously, either could still fire on the blow that ended the fight, and the arrow damage could reach survivors after a win. So, I mean, that was previously, it could have actually been the case that, like, you land the blow on the last monster and kills it. That should end the fight. That should end the Bloodcage. That was my intention. But actually, that last blow could drop that monster, and then that number of hit points that from that dead monster could put you over either the Aerostorm or the Portcullis triggers. And so, and that's not exactly right. That's not the intention. So that hasn't happened all that often, but it has happened. So the Aerostorm and the Portcullis will now only trigger once you have defeated something and there are still monsters still standing. So that is our, let's see, change log for tonight. That is our change log for tonight. Let's go over here into the tavern. I have seen lots of people who are doing bang spawns and everything like that. Sable Phoenix, a reckless dwarf tunnel guard. Victor Argyle is in. Lots of Sable's characters. A shunned town militia. Sable. Tomocrat, a cobbled town militia. Sable Phoenix, a disheveled town militia. Sarah, we've got a solemn cultist in here. Sable Phoenix, reluctant friar. We got people. John Cox, welcome. John Cox, I haven't seen John Cox. And then also Greg Reynolds. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in for the first time. We got some wanderers in here. I spawned some wanderers because I was testing today. All right, let's go. I mean, yeah, I think exactly. Brianna says, let's play. I mean, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's play. So the holding cell right now. Remember, if you are new here, draft priority is super VIPs. Those are mainly game, or actually only game master designated if I have to fix something. Then VIPs, which are earned by channel membership, by putting in a super chat, or by forging a VIP on zornsdungeon.com. If you go to zornsdungeon.com, you can log in and you can get a free VIP by logging into zornsdungeon.com. You've got enough iron coins for free when you log in for the first time that you can declare whatever character you would like a VIP and make sure that character fights. Then active chatters will be drafted. Active chatters, that is anybody who speaks in the chat, that talks in the chat within the last hour. We have a bot that is maintaining that, so we will know that if you are here, please say something in the chat so we know we're here. You know you're here, and then active chatters will be drafted after that. Then everybody else, and if we still don't have enough after that, we will draft wanderers. All right, we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so here we go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to the first Bloodcage. All super chats right now will be coming in and buffing people. So if you are in and you send in a super chat, the first buff is +2 hit points. The next buff is +1 damage. The next buff after that is +2 to all saves. So that's what you can get. Okay, Sable Phoenix is in. Victor Argyle is here. Victor Argyle, you have 3 blood drops and are Starborn right there, I see. You are going in top 2% of all ability scores. Sable, Victor Argyle, looking for a 4th blood drop. Mrs. Dave, no Fs. A reluctant Sexton is also going in, looking for a 3rd blood drop. Mrs. Dave is a new channel member. Sable Phoenix has been a member for 37 months. Thank you so much. SKD Fish, also a new channel member. A Forsworn Flagellant is in. Well-starred, top 12% of ability scores. Right there. Oh, you see that? Sable Phoenix super chat, $4. We got the flip over, and I added some purple in here so that I can actually see that right now, so that it makes it more obvious when someone is buffed. So Sable Phoenix has gone in for $4. Thank you so much. Victor Argyle has +2 temporary hit points and +1 damage, all attacks including spells. Sarah Barlage Oh, $6. Oh, I see Inner Light is going in here. Also, Inner Light, $6. Inner Light, there we go. Inner Light, $6. We have flipped this. Thank you so much. Inner Light is going in for +2 temporary HP, +1 damage, and +2 to all saving throws. Thank you very much. This is Sir Linos. Sir Linos, Inner Light is in as well. So we just said Sarah. Courtney. Courtney is also a channel member, new channel member right there. Courtney, a Windblown Elf Lore Master's Apprentice, is in. Access your Inner Light. We just said, Sir Linos, you are in. There is not. Okay. SKD Fish asks, is there a fourth buff now? There is not a fourth buff. Yes, exactly. That's the fairy buff, because last time on Friday, there was a situation where the fairy, we had hit 20 likes on the stream, but I had already drafted people, and so I wasn't able to give people the fairy buff. So this right here is the fairy's blessing +1 temporary HP. So if I need to do that in order to correct it, correct the situation, I can manually give the fairy's blessing. So yeah, there's not 3 buffs, but there is the fairy's blessing, and now I have a way on stream to give it if I need to. Witness Protection, an Overborn Smuggler. Tabletop Scholar, a Cynical Town Watchman. Brianna Reynolds, a Rain-Soaked Gnome Tinker. There you go. Dave No F's, Sam Bankman Fraud, you are here. Made of Meat, Galandule, the Arcanist, you are in. Let's see. Daniel Donnart, a Fretful Elf Minstrel. Yes, you're right. That was my only correction last Friday. The only thing that I had was to give everyone in the cage +2 temporary hit points. And that was overpowering. That's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's what happened. But you're right, it was. So Daniel, Fretful Elf Minstrel, has great odds of surviving, actually 99% chance of surviving. Brianna, great odds of surviving, 78% chance of surviving. Courtney, Windblown Elf Lore Master's Apprentice, 70% chance of surviving. Sarah Barlage, the Greentown Watchman, has 98% chance of surviving. And then Sable Phoenix, Victor Argyle, has a 73% chance of surviving. Okay. Oh, use the website. Yes, use the website. Zornsdungeon.com. Zornsdungeon.com. All right. Well, I think it's time to go. We got, actually, we have 6 level 0 characters in this and 6 first level characters. So we have a lot of first level characters in here. Total HP is 61. Average HP is 5. Okay, let's go to the Bloodcage. Let's get people in here. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Open the cage. There we go. All right, so what have we got here? First line fighters, Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, you're first line. Then Sir Linos, Access Your Inner Light, first line right there. A Cynical Town Watchman by Tabletop Scholar, first line. Also first line, the Reluctant Sexton of Mrs. Dave No F's. Second line is now a Greentown Watchman, Sarah Barlage, right there. That means we have overlapped our fighter types into the second row, so we have plenty of fighter types. Sam Bankman Fraud, Dave No F's right there. Then an Overborn Smuggler, Witness Protection right there. After that, a Fretful Elf Minstrel, David Donnart right there. Third row is Galandule the Arcanist by Made of Meat. Then we have a Windblown Elf Lore Master's Apprentice, Courtney, right there. Then a Rain-Soaked Gnome Tinker, Brianna Reynolds, right there. Our third line is rounded up by a Forsworn Flagellant by SKD Fish. And yes, as Inner Light just brought up, we do have 2 apes right here. We have 2 large apes. Right here, we have 12 monsters. 12 monsters in there. So it's 12 to 12. 12 to 12, but there are 2 apes. All right, let's start the fight. Here we go. Here's to everybody. I got a beer tonight. Sarah Barlage, Greentown Watchman, coming up first into Goblin number 2, cuts him down with a long spear, rams the spear right through his chest. Goblin number 2 drops right there. Forsworn Flagellant, SKD Fish, your turn. You are coming up to Goblin number 1. Retargeting looks like Goblin number 3. What are you going to do? Coming up with a flail, swishing the flail head at the Goblin, 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Sir Linos, all right, Inner Light coming up to Goblin number 3, closing with the Goblin, 3 points of damage. That is all you need to cut down a Goblin. Sir Linos, Inner Light has dropped Goblin number 1. Heroes coming out strong. We are now 12 PCs to 10 monsters. Rain-Soaked Gnome, this is Brianna Reynolds, looking for a target, goes to Goblin number 3, as a matter of fact. Trying to figure out something to do. Okay, can't get in there to actually attack. White Ape number 1 now coming up to Sarah Barledge. Looks like coming into melee range with the fists. We're going to see. Yes, White Ape hammers a fist into the Greentown Watchman. 1 turned aside, 3 taking his injury. Moderate bludgeoning wound. Oh no! Critical wound. Sickening precision. Oh, but the town Watchman's half helm cracks and sheds. A near miss with death. Oh! What is going on? Down to a 1 point minor bludgeoning wound. Whoa, that was intense. Okay, but Sarah, you are still up. Victor Argyle coming to help you out. Victor Argyle coming 11 points of damage. Victor Argyle with a short spear. This is Sable Phoenix coming up to the White Ape. 11 points of damage. Dropped it. 12 PCs to 9 monsters right there. Kobold Crawler looking at Sarah right there. Uh-oh. Sarah's attracting a lot of attention this round in the flank. 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. I am sorry. The Greentown Watchman is slain. I am sorry. Greentown Watchman, this was a level 1 character, so F in the chat. This was a level 1 fighter, a Greentown Watchman. F in the chat for Sarah's fighter. F in the chat. A Reluctant Sexton now is looking to Goblin number 3. Comes in, hammering 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Goblin number 3 now looking at the Sexton. This is Mrs. Dave. A Reluctant Sexton is struck for 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. A Fretful Minstrel, Daniel, now shooting, casting Firebolt at the White Ape. 1 point of damage to the White Ape. We are now at 7 of 8. But we've dropped 1 White Ape so far, so that's good. And the Fretful Elf Minstrel retreats to the back. Overborn Smuggler, this is Witness Protection. Witness Protection, your first time in the Bloodcage. Comes up to Cave Imp. Cave Imp takes 1 point of damage using a short sword right there. Goblin Runt targets Overborn Smuggler. Comes in on the Smuggler. 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Zorn readies the archers. We may have to take some arrows here. Hey, Dave Foreman. Welcome. Dave just spawned. Welcome, Dave. Got a mended bandit. Welcome. You may be in on the next Bloodcage then. White Ape number 2 chucks a boulder at Witness Protection and Overborn Smuggler. 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound, but the Overborn Smuggler fades in the darkness but refuses to die. Down, but not dead. Down, but not dead. Okay. Now, Cynical Town Watchman, Tabletop Scholar. Now, want some White Ape number 2. White Ape number 2. No mercy, 8 points of damage to the White Ape, a tremendous piercing wound. The White Ape falls with a final thud. That's 2 apes. That is both of our apes out of here. Nice job. Arrow Storm coming in. 2. Mrs. Dave has to take an arrow. The arrow finds its mark. A Reluctant Sexton crumples to the cage floor. Inner Lights, right, correct. Please hit the like button. If we get to 20 likes, we will get the blessing of the fairy. Let me know if you see it and we get to 20 likes. That's not something I can automatically monitor. I have to rely on you guys. Let's see. All right. Cave Imp targets a Cynical Town Watchman, the Tabletop Scholar, comes in 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, a minor slashing wound. There we go. Sam Bankman now comes into Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel is rocked by 2 points of damage, and that is enough to clear and drop a Ratkin Mongrel. Nice job, Dave. No Fs. Sam Bankman did his thing and dropped it. It is now 9 PCs to 7 monsters. We've got a Slimeling coming up. Slimeling comes into Sam. Critical strike. Oh no. Sam reels for 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. His pseudopod slap, 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 slap. Take out Sam. Oh, Sam is also a level 1 character. F in the chat. We have an F in the chat. I am sorry, Sam. F in the chat right there. Sam has fallen. I am so sorry. Portcullis comes up. Ratkin Gorechild. We've got the Ratkin Gorechild coming in behind us. Ratkin Gorechild now targeting the Windblown Loremaster's Apprentice. This is Courtney. Courtney takes 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. That is enough to drop the elf, not kill the elf. The elf is laying unconscious on the floor. If we are victorious, we'll be able to drag our unconscious out. Okay, so Ratkin Gorechild dropped an elf, but didn't kill it, but dropped it. Okay, Kobold Crawler number 2 goes into the Tabletop Scholar. 1 point of damage right there. Oh, Cynical Town Watchman's body is broken, but their spirit is not. They remain standing. Now reeling right there. Glandule, the Arcanist, looking at this Ratkin Gorechild that has coming in with a long knife. Oh, 7 points of damage, a tremendous slashing wound. Nice job, Maid of Meat. That's Maid of Meat's Glandule, the Arcanist, coming in with a long knife and just cut his, the throat open. The Gorechild has dropped. We have 6 PCs up to 7 monsters. 3 PCs are unconscious on the floor. Kobold Crawler number 3 goes into Sable Phoenix. Deflected. Victor Argyle deflects. Shield pivots into the blow. Dart doesn't take anything right there. Nice job. 6 PCs to 7 monsters. Round number 2. Cave Imp now targeting Cynical Town Watchman. Cynical Town Watchman struck for 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Cynical Town Watchman fought beyond reason and is now no more. I am sorry about that. Oh, and that Cave Imp gets out of here. That Cave Imp is backing up and getting out of here. Victor Argyle targets Goblin Runt, coming up. Bleeds from a thrust. 11 points of damage, a catastrophic piercing wound with a short spear, puts it through the heart of the Goblin Runt. The Goblin Runt twitches and expires right there. Forsworn Flagellant, SKD Fish, comes in. 4 points of damage, critical strike, moderate bludgeoning wound to Goblin number 3. Dropped him with a flail. SKD Fish dropped him with a flail. We've got 6 PCs to 5 monsters up right now. Rain-soaked Gnome, Brianna Reynolds coming up on the Slimeling, pummeling the Slimeling for 1 point of damage, 2 out of 3. Kobold Crawler number 3 throws a dart at Victor Argyle. Deflected. Victor Argyle braces behind his shield and turns the blow. Nothing going right there for Kobold Crawler number 3. We are 6 PCs up to 5 monsters with 2 laying unconscious on the floor. Kobold Crawler number 3 also going to Victor Argyle. Victor Argyle taking another Kobold's dart. 1 temporary hit point lost. No further damage right there. All right, Kobold Crawler number 1 is coming into Victor Argyle. Victor Argyle's drawing a lot of attention. Deflected. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix's character, drives his shield into the dart. There is nothing going on right there. Very nicely done. Okay. 6 PCs to 5 monsters. Glandule the Arcanist now firing at the Kobold Crawler. Critical hit with Ray of Frost. Kobold Crawler takes 5 points of damage, a major cold wound. The Kobold Crawler is staggered, knocked off balance, and it is open. It's chilled and it's cut, but I mean, it's also dead. I mean, this thing is also dead. Okay, so it doesn't matter that he's frozen. He is dead. Sir Linos, Inner Light, now looking at Kobold Crawler number 3, retargets to another Kobold Crawler, comes in 8 points of damage with a Warhammer, with the spiky end of the Warhammer piercing, going into the head, dropped Kobold Crawler down to -6. Heroes are doing well here. We got 6 PCs to 3 monsters. 6 PCs to 3 monsters. Elf Minstrel casting Firebolt, coming in on the Slimeling's flank. It is a critical hit right there. Slimeling is burned for 8 points of damage. We can smell the smoking slime here in the floor, in the Bloodcage. Round number 3. They can do both. Yeah, they can do both. We'll check on that, but they can do both. Warhammer can do both types of damage. We only ever seen them do piercing. They can do both. They should be able to do both. Kobold Crawler lets out a final snarl and falls. Nice job, Brianna Reynolds. This is the rain-soaked gnome Tinker. Drops it. Sir Linos moves toward Cave Imp. This Cave Imp who's running away. Inner Light's going to chase him down. 16 points of damage. 16 points of damage. A catastrophic bludgeoning wound. There's a bludgeoning wound from a Warhammer. Warhammer comes in, bursts open the Cave Imp's head, and he is dead. Victory. 6 souls walk out alive. 2 are hauled out unconscious. There you go. The crowd goes wild. That is it. Nice job. Nice job, everybody. 16 points of damage. 7 XP for everyone who lived, and 3 XP for everyone who has died. So there you go. Brianna says, yes, my gnome has survived. Okay, let's go to the winch room. Winch room. Turn the winch. This was battle number 1. We got 4 battles to fight tonight. 4 battles to fight tonight. Let's deploy the Goblin Medics. Witness protection. +1 HP. Oh, and then another +1 HP, because wounds, we roll per wound here. This is not just total HP that comes off of a total pool. All of our damage is an actual wound right here. Let's go to promotions. Let's see what's going on. SKD Fish Cleric level 1. Nice job, SKD Fish. You get a level 1 cleric. There you go. Fretful Elf Minstrel Daniel Donnert, level 1 elf right there. Nice job. And learned light. Okay, you learned the light spell. All of our level 1 spells aren't active yet. They will be. Okay. Smuggler, witness protection. Let's see. So, super chat. Dave, a lowborn blacksmith's apprentice, has just gotten Zach a VIP in. It's your VIP. Thank you very much. Elf, level 1 for Courtney. SKD says, note, promotion noise still super loud. Okay, well, I'll take note of that. Okay, maybe we'll need to turn that down. So Fish says the promotion noise is too loud. Okay, well, then I'll work on that. I didn't know that. So that's good to know. So promotion noise I might need to turn down. Okay. Those are the kinds of things I need to know. Because I watch every stream again and right after. So sort and dismiss. There we go. All right, so infirmary. We got lots of characters who are in the infirmary. We have, how many characters are in the infirmary? 13 patients are in the infirmary. Stiffy has 13 days to recover. Renee has 16 days to recover. A foolhardy torchbearer Tomocrat has 16 days to recover. Brannon has 24 days to recover. Let's see. Okay, so there we go. The stable. Remember, if you're over here in the stable, if you have made it through the Bloodcage, you are now in the stable. If you are alive and not in the infirmary because you're not wounded, you're over here in the stable, but you are not eligible to fight if you are in the stable. The stable right now, for now, the stable is your safe space. If you would like your characters to come over and fight, you need to hit Bang T All. Bang T All, just like that. You can see this going right here. There you go. Hit that. That brings your characters over from the stable to the tavern where they're eligible to fight. You can see that tells me that all of my characters have been moved over right there. But then you can also go the other way. Bang S all right there. That stables characters. So if I say bang S all, then that would stable all of my characters. My characters are now back in the stable. So there we go. Oh, let's go to the tavern. All right. So if you're in the tavern, then you are eligible to fight. Dave has a lowborn blacksmith's apprentice. Victor Argyle's back around. Lots of people back around right here. How are we doing on the likes? We have 17 people watching right now. Please do hit likes. Oh, the chosen one. Oh, the tabletop scholar's chosen one has just been back around. I see that. You're in here. And Starborn, tabletop scholar. All right, so we're about to go again. Everybody got what you need, and also VIP'd. 16 likes. Tabletop Scholar says, thank you very much for the update on their 16 likes. Let's go to the holding cell. Let's do it again. Super VIPs first, then VIPs, then anybody who is active in the chat, then everybody else. And then if we still have spaces, we'll fill them up with wanderers. Let's draft the party. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to the next Bloodcage. If you want to buff anybody, now is your time. If you are in the Bloodcage and you put in a super chat, then you will be buffed. The first buff is +2 temporary hit points, then +1 damage, then +1 saves. Sable Phoenix. Victor Argyle is back with 4 blood drops. Sable Phoenix's Victor Argyle is back. Next up, Dave No F's, a lowborn lower master's apprentice. Then the tabletop scholar, the chosen one, with how many blood drops is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood drops. Sable Phoenix, thank you very much. Sable Phoenix going in for the buff. Thank you very much. $4 right there. Plus, that is +2 temporary hit points and +1 damage right there. Tabletop Scholar is a 2-time MVP. 2-time MVP. Made of Meat, an unsteady lector, you are in. Brianna Reynolds, a bruised antiquarian's assistant, you are in. Tomocrat, a defeated lector, you are in. SKD Fish, an excommunicated acolyte, you are in. Mrs. Dave, a nameless mountebank, you are in. Sarah Barlage, you are in with a solemn cultist right there. Courtney, a sunburnt city guard, you are in. Access your inner light. This is right here. Inner light says I can't see which one of my characters are in. Portia. Inner light Portia is in. And then Brent, a hollow-eyed dwarf armorer's apprentice, is also in. We got some characters who have good chances of success of getting out. Dave has a 99% chance of getting out. Tomocrat has a 96% chance, and excommunicated acolyte has 78%. So that SKD Fish. Portia. Okay, Portia. Gotcha. And then Tomocrat, Courtney also has a sunburnt city guard coming in. Tabletop Scholar. Let's see. Portia is pronounced like the friend. Okay, so Portia. Okay, gotcha. Okay, super. Thank you very much, Tabletop Scholar. Tabletop Scholar is coming in for, right over here. Wants to buff the chosen one. I mean, as is only appropriate, right? Of course. Went in for $2 to buff the chosen one for +2 temporary hit points. All right, so we got 12 people in here. 8 are level 0, 4 are level 1. We got 64 hit points total and 5 average hit points going in. All right, let's go in for this. Oh, Inner Light. Okay, Inner Light just made it. Inner Light just made it for, let's see. Inner Light. There you go. Oh, $2. Okay, you just made it. $2 for Portia. +2 temporary HP. Just made it. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you very much. Portia is in and has the buff. All right. All right, now let's open the cage. All the buffs are done. Let's open the cage. Open the cage. Here we go. First line, Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix. First line, Sunburnt City Guard, Courtney. First line, a hollow-eyed dwarf armor's apprentice. First line, this is Brent. And then a lowborn blacksmith's apprentice, Dave. First line. Second line, also the chosen one is on the second line. The chosen one, tabletop scholar. You've lapped over to the second line. Then nameless mountebank Mrs. Dave right there, an excommunicated acolyte SKD Fish, then an unsteady lector made of meat. Our third line is going to be the defeated lector of Tomocrat, then Portia. Access your inner light on the third line. Solemn cultist Sarah Barledge, you are right there. Then a bruised antiquarian's assistant, Brianna, you are right there. We are fighting 14 monsters, but inner light says I'm feeling good about this because there's only 1 8. Okay, so only 1 8, feeling good about this. All right, let's go. Here's to everyone who is going into the Bloodcage right now. Let's start the fight. Kobold Crawler number 1 draws first, looking at a hollow-eyed dwarf of Brent, probably going to throw a dart at him. Yes, throwing a dart at him. Oh, Dave says we're going to steamroll these fools. 2 points of damage into Brent's dwarf right there. Hollow-eyed dwarf comes up to Ratkin Mongrel number 1. Critical expert precision, 10 points of damage into Ratkin Mongrel. Brent comes in with the Warhammer, with the piercing end of the Warhammer. Piercing wound, drops Ratkin Mongrel, like put the Warhammer through his eye socket or something right there. Dropped him right there. Nameless mountebank Mrs. Dave closes into Goblin number 2. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, now targets Goblin number 2. Victor Argyle, 5 points of damage into Goblin with a short spear, drives it right through his, eyeball into his brain. Drops that Goblin right there. Nice job. Defeated Lector Tomocrat comes into Cave Imp. Defeated Lector goes to Slimeling instead. 1 point of damage with the club into Slimeling. Excommunicated Acolyte, SKD Fish, wants to get some white ape, so goes with Sacred Flame into white ape, 4 points of damage, a moderate radiant wound. I'll talk about initiative. Don't let me forget to answer that question. Goblin number 2, looking at a nameless mountebank, lunging inside, 1 point of damage, nothing right there. So there we go. Ratkin Mongrel number 2, looking at, this is Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix deflected right there. Victor Argyle catches the strike on the boss of the shield. 0 damage, 0 stamina spent. Nice job. Lowborn Blacksmith moves toward Kobold Crawler number 1. Kobold Crawler is hit for 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Dave No Fs takes out Kobold Crawler number 1. We are now 12 PCs to 11 monsters right there. Kobold Crawler number 2 is throwing into the defeated Lexter. This is Tomocrat, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Gremlin number 2 targets a lowborn blacksmith's apprentice right there. Dave comes in, 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Cave Imp number 1 targets a defeated Lector. Defeated Lector hit for 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Lays him open right there. Gremlin number 3 is now looking at the dwarf, a hollow-eyed dwarf armor's apprentice. 3 points of damage to the dwarf armor's apprentice, a minor slashing wound. We are still at 12 PCs. We have not lost a single PC yet. 12 PCs are still up. That is incredible. Kobold Crawler number 3 goes into Dave. 2 points of damage. Oh, I jinxed it right there. A lowborn blacksmith's apprentice, Dave, drops right there. Bruised Antiquarian's assistant, this is Brianna, looking at White Ape. Looking at White Ape, wants some White Ape, retargets to Goblin number 2. Is she going to be able to fire a spell? She is. She casts Acid Splash. A Bruised Antiquarian's assistant comes in on the Goblin's flank with some Acid Splash for 3 points of damage, a minor acid wound. The Goblin hits the stone and does not rise. Nice job, Brianna. We're at 19 likes. We got to get to 20 in order to get the Blessing of the Fairy, and everyone gets a +1 temporary hit point. If you're watching and you haven't hit like yet, please do. Okay, the Chosen One. Is it the Chosen One? The Chosen One coming in toward Gremlin number 1, struck for 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage. The Chosen One drops that Gremlin, staggers, twitches, and falls. Yes, 9 points of damage will definitely do that to a Gremlin. Now, Slimeling comes into the defeated Lector. This is Tomocrat. Hits for 3 points of damage. Oh, a moderate bludgeoning wound with his pseudopods. Defeated Lector folds and is gone. Oh, that was a level 1 character. Level 1 right there. A defeated Lector. F in the chat right there. I am sorry, Tomocrat. Your defeated Lector, a level 1 cleric, has fallen. I am sorry about that. Okay, now, Solemn Cultist. This is Sarah. Sarah is looking at Ratkin Mongrel number 2. Ratkin Mongrel number 2. Sarah shoots poison spray at Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel, only 1 point of damage, a minor poison wound. Portia, Inner Light. Okay, Portia, Inner Light from the back, targeting Ratkin Mongrel number 2. Can't get there. Can't get anything going. Can't find them. Battle line is too strong. Kobold Crawler number 4, looking at Chosen One, coming in on the Chosen One's flank, comes in, deflected. Oh, nice job, Tabletop Scholar. The Chosen One is one of our heroes right there. Sunburnt City Guard. This is Courtney. Courtney going into Ratkin Mongrel number 2, or is trying to, looking for a way to get there, might retarget. It comes in on Slimeling instead. Slimeling is bludgeoned for 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Major bludgeoning wound with the halberd right there. Halberd into Slimeling. Arrow Storm. Man, we're only at the Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the volley. We've got 2 arrows incoming. Let's see. Inner Light is going to take some damage. The ward shimmers and soaks the arrow shaft right there. Courtney also is going to take an arrow. Sunburnt City Guard takes 1 damage. 4 of 5. Okay. So Sunburnt City Guard. Okay. So now Unsteady Lector, Made of Meat. What's Made of Meat going to do? We are 10 PCs to 8 monsters. Unsteady Lector, Made of Meat, coming into Ratkin Mongrel number 2, 3 points of damage, a moderate wound that lands hard. There we go. Ratkin Mongrel's legs buckle, and you are over. White Ape. Oh, we got the White Ape looking at Tabletop Scholar. Oh, wants to throw at the Chosen One. Going to throw at the Chosen One. Boulder coming in to the Tabletop Scholar's flank. 2 temporary hit points down here, still up. Okay. Round number 2. All of that, and that was only round number 1. Round number 2. Chosen One goes first. Comes up to Cave Imp. Critical hit. 16 points of damage. 16 points of damage. Cave Imp hit for 16 points of damage. Cave Imp hits the stone floor and does not rise. I would say so. 2-point Cave Imp taking 16 points of damage. Nice job, Chosen One right there. Brianna Reynolds now casting Acid Splash into Gremlin number 3. 2 points of damage. Minor acid wound. Minor acid wound. That's enough to drop Gremlin. Nice job. Nice job. And then Brianna backs off as well. Nameless Mountebank. We are 10 PCs to 5 monsters. Nameless Mountebank, Mrs. Dave coming up into Kobold Crawler number 3. Kobold Crawler's body goes limp. It is finished. Nice job, Mrs. Dave. Mrs. Dave drops Kobold Crawler number 3. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins stand by on the crank. Okay, Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix targeting the White Ape comes up. Rocked by 8 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound. The short spear is buried into the White Ape's chest. Heart fails, lungs collapse. The White Ape is down. We are now 10 PCs to 3 monsters. We are doing very nicely right here. Sunburnt City Guard comes in at the Gremlin. 5 points of damage, major slashing wound. Opens up that Gremlin. That isn't a problem right there. Excommunicated Acolyte, SKD Fish, looking for an opportunity, comes up, looking for Kobold Crawler number 2. Is he going to be able to cast? Come on. Oh, nope. Okay. Solemn Cultist, Sarah Barlage. Sarah is looking at Kobold Crawler number 2. Come on. Into the flank. Solemn Cultist casts Poison Spray on the Kobold Crawler's flank. Kobold Crawler suffers 4 points of damage right there. It is 10 PCs to 1 monster. We got to cut down that kobold. We're looking at that kobold. Okay, so Hollow-Eyed Dwarf. This is Brent looking at Kobold Crawler number 4. Can you get there? No, he can't. Kobold Crawler number 4. It's his turn. Now looking at Brent's dwarf right there. Throws into the dwarf. Only 2 points of damage. A minor piercing wound. Portcullis. Ratkin Abomination and 2 Ratkin Gorechild. You knew that was coming. You knew, Zorn was like, let's get this in here. Oh my God. Okay, Ratkin Abomination moves toward Portia. Is that going? Are we going to get anywhere? Don't know if we're going to get anywhere or not. Ratkin Gorechild moves toward Portia. Okay, tears at Portia. 4 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 3 taken as injury. A moderate slashing wound. Ratkin Gorechild. Now, who is Ratkin Gorechild looking at? Don't know. Okay, Ratkin Gorechild moving toward the Acolyte, SKD Fish. Looking around. Nope. All right, so there we go. There we go. All right, Inner Light. This is Portia. Now, Portia coming up to Ratkin Gorechild. 8 points of damage, a tremendous bludgeoning wound. 8 points of damage. The Ratkin Gorechild hits the stone and doesn't rise. Unsteady Lecter, made of meat, comes into Ratkin Abomination. Trying to get there, retargets to Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild, 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Round number 3, here we go. Kobold Crawler number 4 still wants this dwarf. Kobold Crawler number 4 goes into Brent, skewered for 2 points of damage. Is he going to make a save? Yes. Armor's Apprentice sways on their feet, drenched in their own blood, yet is still fighting. So Brent is still up for the moment. Nameless Mountebank, Mrs. F goes to Ratkin Gorechild number 2, attacks, coming in on Ratkin Gorechild's flank. 1 point of damage. The Gorechild is still up. Not enough. Excommunicated Acolyte. This is SKD Fish. Fish now coming up, casting Sacred Flame at Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild takes 2 points of damage. Minor radiant wound. The Ratkin Gorechild staggers, twitches, and falls. Solemn Cultist. Look, this is Sarah. Sarah coming up to Kobold Crawler number 4, coming up with a sickle. 1 point of damage, cuts the Kobold Crawler across his, throat, arm, I don't know, whatever, but still up. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, now coming in on Kobold Crawler's flank. Kobold Crawler is punctured with a short spear, 8 points of damage. The light fades from the Kobold Crawler's eyes. Fell-handed, Victor Argyle, 3 kills. Bruised Antiquarian's Assistant. This is Brianna Reynolds coming up into Ratkin Abomination. 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Ratkin Abomination now going into Brianna Reynolds right here, lashing the claws. Takes 5 points of damage, 1 turned aside, a moderate slashing wound. I am sorry, Brianna Reynolds, you have dropped. The Bruised Antiquarian's Assistant is dead. 8 PCs to only 1 monster, though. Only 8 PCs to 1 monster. Chosen one. Now, targets Ratkin Abomination. Comes up. Ratkin Abomination takes 3. A minor piercing wound that buries the point. Ratkin Abomination coming into the Chosen one. 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Sunburnt City Guard, Courtney, now coming up to Ratkin Abomination, trying to get there. Will she be able to do it? Yes, Courtney coming in. Attack? Yes, we should attack. Let's see. Yes, into the rear of Ratkin Abomination. Strikes from behind. Ratkin Abomination never sees it coming. Ratkin Abomination is bludgeoned for 5 points of damage. We are now down, I believe, to 1. Portia, Inner Light, 8 to 1. Comes up. Portia closes with Ratkin's Abomination on the flank. Ratkin Abomination is rocked by 6 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound. Drops it to -5 hit points. Inner Light, Portia, you've done it. Nice job. Yeah, nice job. 8 PCs up, 1 on the floor. Victory. 8 souls walk out alive. 1 is hauled out unconscious. The crowd roars. Yes, Tabletop Scholar says, well done. 13 point XP each, 13 XP each for all survivors, and all who fell get 6. Nice job. Okay, so 13 XP to all survivors. Let's go to the winch room. Goblin Medics. Okay, Inner Light, Portia. Okay, then nothing going there. Brent, we get some XP back right there. Stray is going in for Boars. Okay, we're going to make sure Boars gets in there. We're going to make sure Boars gets in there. I don't think it understood Boars instead of the dog tag, but I will work that. I will. Let's see. Promotions. So here we go. Hollow-Eyed Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, level 1, Brent. Nice job. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. Sunburnt City Guard, Courtney, Fighter, level 1. You got it. Nice job. You made it. Unsteady Lector, Made of Meat, level 1, Cleric. You made it. Sarah, Solemn Cultist, level 1, Mage. You made it. Congratulations. And you have, what spell are you going to learn? You're going to learn, let's see, Protection from Evil. Once we get that going, you got Protection from Evil. Nameless Mountebank, Mrs. Dave, Thief, level 1. Excommunicated Acolyte, SKD Fish, level 1. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away, spells restored. All right, let's sort and dismiss. Let's get them out of here. All right, let's go back to the tavern, everybody. Okay, so first thing, let's be sure that we, so Stray, let me handle the super chat first. So Stray came in for a super chat, wants to VIP Boars, wrote Boars in there, but the system didn't understand the name. It only understands the dog tags. So I'm going to take a homesick flagellant. I'm going to un-VIP that, okay? And then we're going to VIP Boars. So Boars is going in. Boars, right here. Uh-oh. Stray. Uh-oh. Let's go to the tavern. Let's go to the stable, rather. There we go. Okay. We're going to send boars into the tavern. Remember, if you're in the stable, you don't get, you are not eligible to fight. And then we're going to VIP boars. Okay, so now I think we're right. Okay, so Stray now has boars VIP'd and will go in. Boars is one of our great heroes. Next, okay, so now SKD Fish just VIP'd somebody. Let me see how this is going. So SKD Fish, Drunken Hilbo Baggins. That is EHPA. Okay, got you. Drunken, oh, that worked exactly like it was supposed to. Drunken Hilbo Baggins. Haggins is now VIP. Okay, now VIP. A homesick flagellant. No. There we go. Now that's turned off. There we go. Let's go now. So people are telling me that I've got that we are eligible for the blessing of the fairy. Let me look right here. I'm going over here. Confirmed. I see 21 likes. Okay, so time for the blessing of the fairy. Let's do it. SKD Fish SKD Fish also came in for Daily Biscuit. Daily Biscuits is also going in. Let's see. Lots of stuff going on. SKD Fish. 4NWR SKD Fish. Let's see. 4NWR. Oh, there you go. Yep. Okay. Put it in for Courtney. Got you. Put it in for Courtney. I see. SKD Fish went for $3 to put the Daily Biscuits in. This is one of Courtney's character. Got you right there. Okay. Now let's go. Yep. Okay. So I think we are right. Got everything right there. Now we have got to go to the blessing of the fairy. We have hit 21 likes. So let us do the blessing of the fairy. That gave everybody who is currently in the tavern +1 temporary hit points. So you are now glowing blue. That's what the glowing blue means. +1 temporary hit points for everybody who is currently in the tavern. So nice job right there. We have made it to 20. Thank you very much for liking the stream, everybody. Thank you so much. We have done it. And now, hey, let's try fairy gifts. Let's see if the fairy says, "Hero of the cage, you bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this, I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate than you still on it, but it was all I can find. Use it well to know, to become the hero I know that you can be." Who gets this? Hunted Town Watchman, Tabletop Scholar, you got an old helm. Reginald Ironside, Sable Phoenix, you got a bloodstained shield. Mended Temple Initiate, Dave, you got a vial of holy water. And there we go. All right, gifts of the fairy taken care of. There you go. Is there any other business that we got to take care of? We took care of gifts of the fairy. We took care of the fairy's blessing. We took care of, I believe, all of the super chats. We took care of all the super chats, right? Right there. Okay, so we got lots of supers going in. All right, let's go to the holding cell. The way we go right here is super VIPs, which is mainly at my discretion is the game master. Then VIPs, which are earned by channel members, super chats, or forging a VIP character at zornsdungeon.com. Please do go log in at zornsdungeon.com. That's where you can really manage all of your characters a lot more easily than you can through YouTube live stream commands. So if you're here, please do log in to zornsdungeon.com. And then after that, everyone who is actively chatting within the last hour, we have a bot who is monitoring the chat. And then everybody else right here. I need some, well, okay. Oh, I got a little beer left. Cage number 3. We got 4 fights to go tonight. We have 4 fights, and this will be fight number 3. Bloodcage. All right, here we go. If you are drafted, then you will get right now for the next 2 minutes and 32 seconds, or 23 seconds rather. If you send in a super chat, if you are here in the holding cell, then you will buff your character. The first $2 is +2 temporary hit points, then +1 damage, then +2 resistances right here. Stray. Okay, so Stray is in. Stray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stray has gotten 7 blood drops right there. Stray is our hero. This is Boars right here. And then 2 MVPs, and then most kills, and then best defense number 1, and highest XP number 1. Boars is our hero. Boars is definitely our hero this time. We don't want to see Boars die. Tabletop Scholar has gone in for 4 right here. Got you. Tabletop Scholar, $2. This is 4 RP4. Got the +2 temporary hit points. Got you in there. So Tabletop Scholar, the Chosen One. Look at these heroes in here. The Chosen One has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blood drops, and also 2 MVPs. This is a freaking star-studded cage right here. Man, okay. Let's see. Sable said, well, it should not be Sable. I will look at that, but it should not be. Tabletop Scholar has got 7 in here. Oh, let's see. A membership gifted. Let's see. Corey has just gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Corey. Corey has gifted a membership. Let's see. So Inner Light. Oh, Inner Light got a Warrior of the Geekverse membership. So thank you very much, Corey, for putting in a channel membership. So you're going to get a VIP, and then also Inner Light is now a channel member, and so we'll get a VIP once that comes back around. So congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sable Phoenix has gone in for CDUW. Right here, great odds. So went in for +2 temporary HP and then +1 damage. So thank you guys. Thank you guys very much. So what's going on? Okay, we have 20 people watching right now. We have 20 people watching. Thank you so much. SKD Fish, Drunken Hilbo Baggins. Like, look at this. 7 blood drop characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blood drop character. SKD Fish has Drunken Hilbo, who is Kilbo Baggins in here. 4. Brent has a hollowed eye dwarf armor's apprentice. Courtney has Daily Biscuits in here. Sable Phoenix has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blood drops in here, and is our most boss kills number 3, most damage dealt number 3, and best defense number 2 in here. Corey CLVN, Fugitive Bandit. You are in. Thunderwolf SPG, a slouching temple initiate. Sarah Barlage, a stooped smuggler. Davinoff, a mended temple initiate. Dave Foreman, a mended bandit. 2 different kinds of mended guys in here. And then Brianna Reynolds, a fretful mountebank. So that is who is in here. Woo! Okay. Let me take a drink here. Okay. Dave Foreman, you got an 89% chance of survival. Sarah Barlage, you've got a 99% chance of survival. Thunderwolf, 97% chance. Courtney, 97% chance. Brent, 99% chance. Stray, 86% chance. And then SKD Fish with Kilbo Baggins, 89% chance. Whew! Okay. All right. Brianna, you roll Tinkers? Maybe that's your thing. Stray rolls dwarves. I don't know how Stray has rolled that many dwarves, but Stray has rolled a lot of dwarves. So you roll Tinkers? You roll Gnome Tinkers? So you've got all the gnomes, and Stray has got all the dwarves. All right, let's go. This is round number 3. We got 4 fights to do tonight. This is number 3 right here. Okay, so here we go. 15 monsters. 15 monsters right here. Only one white ape. We've got a Slouching Temple Initiate. This is Thunderwolf. Then Daily Biscuits, Courtney. Then Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix. You are right there. A Hollowed Eye Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, Brent. You are on the front line. Second line. Now lapping around with fighter types. Oh, we have plenty of fighter types in here. Amended Temple Initiate. Dave, you are the second line. Boars. Boars, this is Stray's character, one of our heroes. You are on the second line right there. Chosen One, Tabletop Scholar. You are on the second line. Then a Fretful Mountebank, Brianna. You are on the second line. There we go. Third line is Drunken Hillbow, Haggins. This is Kilbo right here. You are third line right there. Fugitive Bandit, Corey, you are third line. The Stooped Smuggler, Sarah, you are third line. Mended Bandit, Dave, you are third line. All right, here's to those who might die. Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. Sable says no casters. So we have tons of fighter types. We almost have the front two rows filled with fighter types. But we do not have casters this time. So we're going to see how that goes. All right, let's start the fight. Here we go. Okay, Brent with the dwarf coming up to goblin number 2, coming in 6 points of damage, bludgeoning wound with the warhammer, breaks open the goblin's head. The goblin lets out a final snarl and falls. Drops him. Nice job. All right. Oh, it is Ape next turn. It is Ape's turn. Throws a boulder at the Dwarf Armor's Apprentice. 4 damage, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury right there. Mended Bandit now looking at goblin number 4. Coming up, this is Dave Foreman. 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Goblin number 1 targets the Hollow Eye Dwarf Apprentice. Goblin comes in, 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound with his crude spear. Goblin Runt number 3 moves toward Mended Bandit. Is he going to be able to get there? Doesn't look so. Boars. Okay, Boars looking at this Slimeling. Going to retarget toward goblin number 3, as he should. 3 points of damage. That's enough. That is enough. The goblin's legs buckle. It is over. Nice job, Boars. Hillbow, okay, or Kilbo Baggins. Kilbo's coming up toward goblin number 1, looking to make some type of attack right here. Getting in here. Come on, Kilbo, into Goblin's flank. Come on, cut him down. 5 points of damage with a short spear, a minor piercing wound. Drove it through his ear into his brain. Nice job in the flank. Nice job. We are now 12-12. Gremlin now coming up to Brent. Gremlin sweeps the blade at the Armor's Apprentice. A 2-point slashing wound. The Hollow Eye Dwarf's Apprentice is a dead warrior walking, and they know it. Brent is still up, but yes, a dead warrior walking, and he knows it. Stooped Smuggler, Sarah. Okay, Sarah comes in toward Gremlin. Into the Gremlin's flank. Come on, Sarah. 6 points of damage, a major slashing wound, which is all you need to take out a Gremlin. His head goes flying off. Cuts his head off. The Gremlin is dead. 11 PCs to 11 monsters. So, Chosen One, Tabletop Scholar, moves toward Goblin Runt number 2. 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. The Goblin Runt falls with a final thud. There we go. Tabletop Scholar coming in and doing some work in the Bloodcage tonight. A Fretful Mountebank. This is Brianna now looking at Cave Imp. Where's she gonna go? Retargeting, perhaps? Yes, into Goblin number 4 in the flank, coming into the flank. Rent for 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound that lands hard. Goblin number 4 is dead. Fugitive Bandit, Corey. Okay, Fugitive Bandit coming up, looking at Slimeling, and we are advancing deep into the cage tonight. Fugitive Bandit, where are you going, Fugitive Bandit? Okay, can't get there, can't get there. Kobold Crawler number 3, a fretful mountebank. Brianna throws into Brianna. Brianna takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside from the Fairy's Blessing, and then took some damage as well. All right, so the Fairy's Blessing helping people out here. Kobold going down low. Now let's go over to Cave Imp. Now Cave Imp coming into the Chosen One. Deflected. The Chosen One pivots his shield into the blow. The strike skates harmlessly aside across the boss. Nice job. Nothing going there. 11 PCs, 9 monsters. Ratkin Mongrel lunges into bite Brianna Reynolds. A minor point of damage right there. Okay. Kobold Crawler number 2 coming in to Hilbo Baggins, throwing a dart into Kilbo. Kilbo takes 2 points of damage. 1 is turned aside from the ward, and 1 is taken as injury. 11 PCs to 9 monsters. Victor Argyle, this is Sable Phoenix looking for a target. Sable Phoenix is looking for a target. Wants some Slimeling. Is he going to be able to get there? No, he is not. Daily Biscuits, Courtney coming into Goblin Runt number 1, but is stopped by Slimeling. Cuts 6 points of damage, a minor slashing wound with a halberd. Opens that Slimeling up. His ooze flows across the sand of the Bloodcage. You opened up that sack. Nice job. All right. Kobold Crawler number 1 comes into Daily Biscuits, throwing into Courtney. True, swallowed by the Fairy's protective ward. 1 unhurt. 11 PCs to 8 monsters. 11 PCs to 8 monsters. Mended Temple Initiate Dave moving toward Kobold Crawler number 1. Is he going to be able to get anything going there? I don't know. Comes in, and we're advancing deep into the Bloodcage tonight. Goblin Runt number 2 looks at Dave, comes down instead to Daily Biscuits. 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound right there to Courtney. A Slouching Temple Initiate. This is Thunderwolf SPG. Yes, we're running from the portcullis. We are running from the portcullis. Slouching Temple Initiate. Thunderwolf goes to weave resistance around a Mended Temple Initiate in order to give him a advantage on saving throws, which includes death, which is the big one right now. Round number 2. All of that is only round number 1. It's round number 2. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, trying to figure out how to get into the White Ape, but not going to be able to do it. White Ape now looking at Mended Bandit. Mended Bandit comes in, hammers a fist, protective ward, drinks it up. White Ape strikes again, strikes the borrowed vigor. 1 temporary hit point, no damage. Kobold Crawler number 1 throws at Brianna. Brianna suffers 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Uh-oh, that dropped the Fretful Mountebank. Chosen One, Tabletop Scholar, targeting the Cave Imp. Chosen One comes in, 4 points of damage to Cave Imp, moderate piercing wound, hits the stone and doesn't rise. It is now 10 PCs up. Arrow Storm. We're going to take 3 arrows right here. Arrow Storm coming in. Stray takes 3 damage. 1 is turned aside and 2 is taken as injury. Chosen One, the Tabletop Scholar. The ward shimmers and soaks the shaft. I don't know about soaking the shaft. I mean, that just sounds like it could mean something else. But anyway, Thunderwolf also attacked, takes the shaft, shall we say? You soaked it up? Okay. Now, Mended Bandit attacks the White Ape. 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. I'm looking at everybody saying in the comments. Goblin Runt, 10 points of damage. Warhammer Okay, I'm laughing at everybody in the chat. The Goblin Runt expires on the stone. Okay, Ratkin Mongrel now coming into the Chosen One. Jaws, 1 point coming in. Probably wouldn't have taking the shaft in there anywhere. All right, we'll look at that. We'll look at that. Okay, Kilbo coming into Kobold Crawler, 7 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound. Kilbo doing what Kilbo does, going into into what was that? The Kobold drops him. Yes. Okay, Kobold Crawler number 3 goes into Dave, looking with a rusty dart. Okay, Dave is still up. A stooped smuggler, Sarah. Okay, looking at Kobold Crawler number 3, a stooped smuggler takes 2 points of damage, or delivers 2 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler. Slouching Temple Initiate comes into Ratkin Mongrel's rear. He is in the Slouching Temple Initiate comes up on the rear of the Ratkin Mongrel, drives his Warhammer into the Ratkin Mongrel's rear. The Ratkin Mongrel hits the stone and does not rise. Daily Biscuits, Courtney. Now looking at White 8. Daily Biscuit closes with the White 8. Come on, cut him down. Brutal, critical. 16 points of damage. That is exactly what we needed. Daily Biscuits. Courtney cuts down the White 8. 16 points of damage. Lays it open with the White 8. This is now Zorn's after dark. Oh, no. Okay. All right. We have 2 Gorechilds and the Abomination. Abomination comes in to Sable Phoenix. 4 points of damage, 3 turned aside, 1 taken as injury, a minor slashing wound. We have portcullis monsters behind us. Ratkin Gorechild also coming in to Victor Argyle. Cuts him for 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Victor Argyle is in trouble right here. Ratkin Gorechild also wants Victor Argyle. Coming in. Is anything going to happen? No, he's not able to get there. Woo! Boars. Okay, Boars is coming in to help. Boars is coming up on Ratkin Gorechild's flank. Hits him. Critical strike. The opening is punished. 11 points of damage. A catastrophic slashing wound. The Ratkin Gorechild is dead. Boars. Goblin Runt number 3 coming up from Slouching Temple Initiate, gored for 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. That is enough with the rusty shiv of the Goblin Runt to drop Thunderwolf SPG. I am sorry, Thunderwolf, you are dead. Fugitive Bandit targets Ratkin Abomination. Corey. Oh, well, no, go someplace else instead. Let's see. Coming in on Goblin Runt number 3, 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Goblin Runt falls with a final thud. 9 PCs to 3 monsters, still doing pretty well. Kobold Crawler number 3 comes in at the Fugitive Bandit. Comes in on the Fugitive Bandit's flank. Fugitive Bandit takes 3 damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Round number 3. Ratkin Abomination targets Victor Argyle coming in. Oh, Victor Argyle braces behind his shield. Splinters go everywhere. 1 of 2 durability remaining. Whoa. Oh, Victor is still up. Now it's Victor's turn, and he wants some Abomination. Victor's Abomination goes in with his short spear. 6 points of damage. A major piercing wound. Whoa, now Chosen One, come on in. Chosen One is going into the Ratkin Abomination. 7 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound, also with a short spear. The abomination hits the stone and does not rise. Chosen one, fell-handed. Chosen one is fell-handed. 3 kills in a row. Kilbo Baggins. Man, this is just a star-studded Bloodcage. Kilbo Baggins comes into Kobold Crawler number 2, staggers, twitches, and falls with a 6-point major piercing short spear wound, and fell-handed. 9 PCs to only 1 monster. The PCs, I think, have this. Daily Biscuit comes into Ratkin Gorechild. 10 points of damage. 10 points of damage. Ratkin Gorechild expires on the cold stone. Fell-handed Daily Biscuit has 3 kills. Whoa. But we got the dwarf out of there. We sure did. 13 experience points each. All survivors get 13 experience points. And then the 2 who fell, well, I mean, you're dead, but you get 6 experience points. There you go. Whoa. Woo. We got one more fight tonight, people. We got one more fight tonight. Let's turn the winch and bring people up. Deploy the goblin medics. Brent, you get some help. Garak. Okay, so Garak the Dwarf Tailor. Okay, Mended Bandit. Okay, get some help right there. Victor Argyle, you get some help. That's good because you don't get the free healing from level 0 to level 1. Daily Biscuits, no help there. Boars, no help there for Boars. Corey, Fugitive Bandit, no help right there. Chosen one, 1 hit point right there, so some help right there. Kilbo gets some health back right there. Nice job. Let's go to promotions. Dave, Amended Bandit. Fugitive Bandit. Corey. Wounds wash away. Okay. So Sable asked me a question. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to answer this question right this second, but I want to note it because I walked through everything. Sable says, Heath Robinson, what's going on with the pathfinding there? Victor should have been able to get into the front line. The mountebank that went right after was able to get through to hit a sign link. So I can't answer that right now. But what I can do now that I brought this up is that I go through every episode right after we air. So yeah, I agree. There was something weird there. And so I need to download the battle logs and find out why. So I agree. There seemed like there was something weird there. I can't answer right now on stream, but yeah, that needs to be looked at. I completely agree. All right. So, let's sort and dismiss. Hey, we have 21 people watching right now. Thank you, everybody. We got one more battle tonight. Bang spawn, everybody. Bang spawn. If you're here, exclamation point spawn. Look at the top right up here, up there. Exclamation point spawn. Make it, and we will find out. Actually, I may need one more beer. I'm going to go to the tavern. Everybody, hit bang spawn to bring a character in, or if you want to bring your characters back from the stable over, you need to hit bang T space all. Bang T space all. You can do that. Bring your characters around. You can always go the other way with bang S to stable them. Only characters in the tavern are eligible to fight. Only characters who are in the stable. Let's see. So Tabletop Scholar says for review, I think the second fight, or for that one, the Ratkin moved, attack, and then moved. Stopped. Players went, and then someone moved and attacked him. Okay, well, I will look at that as well. Tabletop Scholar. Hey, Geek Phillip. Welcome, everybody. Okay, I'm going to grab another beer. Just 1 second. I'm going to grab another beer. So if you need to move your characters around or you need to bang spawn, log into zornsdungeon.com. If you log into zornsdungeon.com, that gives you the most fine-grained control over your character's movement. Sometimes it's a bit coarse if you're trying to do it all by YouTube commands. You can do it, but log into zornsdungeon.com. Give me just a moment. Give me 2 moments. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, just 1 second. All right, let's see. Oh. Hang on. I just spilled my drink. Well, whatever. I'm sorry. I just came in, I sat down, I got a beer, I set it right over here, and then I immediately knocked it over, so I got a mess everywhere. Okay, so right here. All right, so let's just keep going. I will fix that later. Okay. Tabletop Scholar says I rolled a character with 1 HP. So that's probably a wizard of some kind. Let's see. People are bang spawning in. So SKD Fish, I just saw this go by and I wanted to catch it. So what is this? SKD Fish says, quick UI fix that may help during a fight. The Retkin Abomination sprite is about 10. Yeah, I noticed that. The Retkin Abomination kind of covers up the... so I might have to move that. Yes, I think I might have to move that. You're right. Yeah, it does look a bit too large. All right, we got one more fight tonight. One more fight tonight. We have a channel VIP pending, so let's go ahead and do the channel member VIP. I really do appreciate all of the channel members that are here, especially as we go forward. I'm trying to figure out how to make this continue development. It took me like 3 hours today, just to go through the last Friday's stream, and nuke bugs and things like that. So that was 3 hours worth of time today, just reviewing the last stream. So it takes a lot of time to review a stream, especially then to think, no, I want to go forward and start developing new stuff. And there is a whole lot of more stuff I want to develop. And so the channel members are a huge part of that. Who will allow us to be able to continue and develop even more. So let's go over to one channel member VIP. Let's go ahead and go in. And who is it? Let's see. It is Inner Light. Inner Light, 6 months. Inner Light has been a channel member for 6 months. Thank you so much, Inner Light. Your Duke, the Duke, what I'm calling the Duke right here, has been VIP. So Inner Light, you are in. So there we go. There you go. Thank you so much, Inner Light, for being a channel member. And so Duke Orenzio has been VIP. So the Duke is going to be in tonight. All right. I think it's time to go and fight, don't you? I think so. Oh, Stray has been a channel member for 41 months. Thank you so much, Stray. Stray is one of our rocks, one of the channel member rocks right here. All right, let's go to the holding cell. And let's draft. Draft priorities. Super VIPs, then VIPs, then active chatters and people who are active in the chat, and then everybody else. Let's draft the party. So here we go. Inner Light, Duke Orenzio with, 5 blood drops? So Inner Light, you are in and you are fighting. Corey, an untrained alchemist assistant, you are in. Sable Phoenix, a reckless dwarf tunnel guard, you are in. Brent Feinstead, an unlucky dwarf armorer's apprentice. Dave, a lurching porter. Tabletop Scholar, a motley sexton, you are in. Courtney, a homesick elf minstrel. Stray, a homesick flagellant. Sarah, an unseasoned bandit. SKD Fish, Nebby, the all-seeing, you are in. Geek Philip, Filk the Foul, you are in. Thunderwolf SPG, a Warren City Guard, you are also in. For the next 1 minute and 38 seconds, if you are in and you want to send in a super chat, we'll get you a buff for your character. I see that Corey is an untrained alchemist assistant. Has a 96% chance of survival to get out of here. Courtney also looking pretty good right here. A homesick elf minstrel, 76% chance of getting out of here. And then, well, that's basically it. Oh, so I don't know. We got 9 level 0 characters here, 3 level 1 characters here. So 9 level 0, 3 level 1, and only 2 characters that we got. One, Corey, 96% chance of survival. Courtney, 76% chance of survival. Average level 0.3. We have 59 hit points in here total for an average hit point of 5. So there we go. I mean, which is not bad. Corey says, with my 2 hit points, I'm not feeling the threat. Where's Corey? Let's see. Corey. Oh yeah, we're now right up here. Corey. Yes. Okay. So let's look up here. Let's get the we can get the I was trying to get the whole character sheet to show up right here. So Corey does have 2 hit points right there. But you're starting off in the back. So maybe that was the point. You're starting off in the back. All right. 2 seconds, 1 second. All right, let's fight. Let's fight, people. Going into the blood cage. Let's open the cage. All right, so so we are fighting 14 monsters with 2 white apes. 14 monsters with 2 white apes. All right, that's kind of tough. That's kind of rough. So we will see. And then right here, we have got a motley sect in the tabletop scholar. Front line. Also front line. Brent, an unlucky dwarf armor's apprentice. Sable Phoenix, a restless dwarf tunnel guard right there. Then a Warren City Guard, Thunderwolf, SPG. Second line, we've got some our fighter types on the front line. Then we're going to our Rangers and Thief types. An Unseasoned Bandit, Sarah, second line. Duke Arenzio, Inner Light, with 5 blood drops, second line. We're going to be looking out for you. We got to get the Duke out of here. Then Homesick Elf Minstrel, Courtney. Then Lurching Porter, Dave, no Fs. Our third line is going to be Nebby, the All-Seeing, SKD Fish right there. A Homesick Flagellant, Stray. Then an Untrained Alchemist Assistant, Corey. Then Flick the Foul, Geek Phillip. So there you go. All right. Here we go. Here's to everybody. Here's my spilt beer that I got and then spilled all over the place. Here's to everybody. Let's fight. Here we go. All right. Brent with his dwarf starts off, moves toward Gremlin. Gremlin comes in, or hitting with the Gremlin, 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound with his Warhammer. The Goblin does not fall. Or the Gremlin, or was that the Goblin or the Gremlin? I believe the Goblin does not fall. White Ape coming in to throw a boulder at Brent. Brent takes the boulder, 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Flick the Foul. This is Geek Phillip moving toward Goblin number 1, trying to get there, casting poison spray at the Goblin. The Goblin takes 1 point of damage. I mean, he's kind of wheezing a little bit. Cave Imp targets the Flick the Foul, coming into Geek Phillip. Cave Imp comes in, braces, takes the impact, 1 stamina point burned, but no actual injury right there. So doing pretty well. So we're still 12-14. Homesick Elf Minstrel Courtney casts Firebolt against the White Ape. White Ape is roasted for 4 points of damage. Doing some damage to the White Ape, but we're going to need more than that. And then also Courtney backs up after that. Goblin number 3 targets an unlucky dwarf miner, armor's apprentice rather. 3 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Gremlin. Okay, so Gremlin is now coming into Brent in his flank, Coming into the flank, the unlucky armorer's assistant. Yes, he is unlucky. 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound by the gremlin's jagged knife. He is down to only 1 hit point remaining. Kobold Crawler moves toward Flick the Foul, and chooses to throw. He throws. Flick the Foul absorbs it on a Fated Blessing, the fairy's blessing right there. So helping us out right there. This is Kobold Crawler number 1, also looking at Flick the Foul. Flick the Foul shoots into Geek Phillip. 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Kobold Crawler number 1 trying to take some things out right here. This is Goblin number 1 now coming up into the Dwarf Armorer's Apprentice. 4 points of damage. Oh, a moderate piercing wound with his crude spear. The Apprentice folds on the floor. Gone. Oh, okay. So the Dwarf is dead. Now, 11 PCs to 14 monsters, 11 to 14. Untrained Alchemist Assistant looking at Goblin number 1. This is Corey. Corey is shooting Acid Splash into Goblin number 1. 3 points of damage, a moderate acid wound right there. Goblin hits the stone and does not rise. Nice job right there, Corey. Doing what you need to do in the Bloodcage tonight. 11 PCs to 13 monsters. Ratkin Mongrel now coming up to Reckless Tunnel Guard Sable Phoenix. Protective Ward drinks it up. 1 temporary hit point gone. No further damage. Nice job right here. Reckless Tunnel Guard. Oh, critical hit into Ratkin Mongrel. 13 points of damage. A catastrophic wound with the hand axe right there doing slashing damage. Sable Phoenix takes him down. Whoa, nice job. Drops him. Duke Arenzio, the Duke, is now coming up, shooting into Goblin number 3. 8 points of damage. Man, the PCs are bringing it tonight. Lots of damage right there. The Duke brings 8 points of damage. A homesick flagellant Stray looking at Ape also, but may be stopped. Yes, goes into Cave Imp instead. 3 points of damage to Cave Imp, a moderate bludgeoning wound. The Cave Imp's eyes fade. He is dead. Doing well. 11 PCs to 10 monsters. Warren City Guard now coming up on Goblin number 2. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound, but that's enough to drop a Goblin. Goblin number 2 is dead. Okay, Unseasoned Bandit. Sarah comes up to Gremlin. 2 points of damage on the Gremlin. A minor bludgeoning wound with a club. Clubs that Gremlin to death. But hey, a 2-point minor bludgeoning wound, that's enough to drop a Gremlin. Doing what you can here in the Bloodcage. Sarah, nice job. Lurching Porter. This is Dave. Moving toward the Slimeling, closing. 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound that jars its frame. Well, I mean, as much of a frame as it has, as something that's a bunch of slime right there. Zorn readies the archers. A volley may be incoming. Okay, a volley may be incoming. A motley sexton. This is Tabletop Scholar, wants to get some Kobold Crawler number 1, who's going to retarget into Goblin Runt number 1. 5 points of damage with a mace. That's with a mace. Opens up Goblin Runt number 1. Like head splits open. Nice job. It is done. 11 PCs to 6 monsters. The PCs have started to open this up. White 8 number 1. Oh no! Critical hit into the motley sexton. That with the boulder that he throws, 1 turned aside, 4 taken as injury. That white ape was angry. Arrow Storm, 5 arrows. Zorn looses the volley. We got 5 arrows incoming. Zorn has goblins up along the top of the Bloodcage. Goes into Thunderwolf. 1 stamina spent, 1 soaked by the ward. Nebby, the All-Seeing, takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. One stamina spent, 1 soaked by the ward into Courtney right there. Inner Light, the Duke Oh, no! The Duke crumples to the floor. Duke Orenzio is gone. Oh, he was shot down. Oh, my God. Duke Orenzio was just shot down from the Goblin Archers at the top. The Lurching Porter, Dave, takes 2 points of damage. Oh, my God. We just lost the Duke. Yes, F in the chat. We just lost the Duke due to the Arrow Storm. We just lost the Duke from the Arrow Storm. The Motley Sexton's tabletop scholar crumples and is dead. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. The goblins are standing by the crank. Kobold Crawler number 3 targets the Lurching Porter, Dave. Lurching Porter takes for 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Dave has dropped, but he is not dead yet. The Lurching Porter is not dead yet. Nebby, the all-seeing SKD fish, like looking at White Ape number 2. We got 8 PCs up, coming in with a staff, sweeping with his staff, 1 point of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound, or minor bludgeoning wound right there. Bam, all of that was round 2. All of that was round 1. Now it goes to round 2. Warren City Guard. This is Thunderwolf SPG coming up to Goblin Runt number 2. 7 points of damage to the Goblin Runt, a tremendous piercing wound. Goblin Runt drops him. Filk the Foul, Geek Phillip, Mount, looking at some White Ape right there. White Ape, Filk the Foul, now casting a poison wound, a poison spray into the ape, but the ape is still not down. Reckless Dwarf, this is Sable Phoenix, coming up, looking at Kobold. The dwarf wants some Kobold. 5 points of damage, drops him right there. The Kobold Crawler hits the stone and doesn't rise. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorechild, Ratkin Gorestrider with a Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorestrider Strider comes into Corey. 3 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Ratkin Gorechild also wants some Flagellant. This is Stray's character. A homesick Flagellant takes 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, minor slashing wound. It is now 8 PCs to 6. It is 8 PCs to 6. Corey comes in. Ratkin Gorestrider is cut for 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Homesick Flagellant looking at Gorechild with his flail, hits the Gorechild with the flail, 3 points of damage to the Gorechild, a moderate piercing wound. White Ape number 2 now coming down to Fish. White Ape wants some fish. Nebby, the all-seeing, takes 2 points of damage, still at 2, then goes to Geek Phillip. Phillip is hammered for 3 points of damage. That drops Filk the Foul. Oh, I am sorry. We have just lost another level 1 character. Filk the Foul has been lost. I am sorry. F in the chat. Geek Phillip, your starless level 1 mage, Filk the Foul, has died. I am sorry about that. White Ape number 1. Okay, White Ape number 1 targets an unseasoned bandit coming in, lashing out at Sarah's character. 1 point of damage. You've got 3 of 4 right there. Now also coming into Nebby, SKD Fish, 1 point of damage. We've got the fist pummeling here, but not quite enough right here. It is 7 PCs to 6 monsters. Unseasoned Bandit now coming in to White Ape, struck for 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Kobold Crawler number 2 now coming up to Thunderwolf SPG, throws his dart into Thunderwolf. This is the Warren City Guard, 2 points of damage. He still has plenty. He's got 3 of 5. He has still got 3 of 5 up right there. We got 7 PCs to 6 monsters. Kobold Crawler number 3 looking at Sable Phoenix's Restless Dwarf. throws another dart into it. Deflected. Nice job. We haven't seen that this time. Reckless Dwarf Tunnel Guard sets his shield and rides it out. It is deflected. Nice job right there. Okay, Courtney, white 8. Courtney wants a white 8. Shooting firebolt at the white 8. Comes in 1 point of damage, but that's all that's necessary. A minor fire wound, but that is enough to drop the white 8. Nice job. 7 PCs. A newbie all-seeing weaves, let's see, a resistance spell to give the unseasoned bandit, this is Sarah Barledge, advantage on saving throws. Okay, nice job. Round 3, here we go. Round 3. Homesick Elf Minstrel Courtney, you're up first, moving toward Kobold Crawler number 2. Don't know if you're going to be able to do any actions when you get there. No, yes, Homesick Elf Minstrel, critical, weak point is exposed, 9 points of damage, Kobold Crawler drops down to -7, a Homesick Elf Minstrel, nice job, the Kobold Crawler drops dead, blood pools beneath. Homesick Flagellant Stray targets Ratkin Gorechild, coming up, 5 points of damage, nice job with the flail, flails the Ratkin Gorechild to death, drops him to -3. An unseasoned bandit, this is Sarah, coming in to White Ape number 2, comes in on his flank, critical hit, rocked by 5 points of damage, a major bludgeoning wound with your club. An unseasoned bandit, Sarah, comes in with the club and beats the ape to death. The ape has dropped. Nice job. 7 PCs to 2 monsters. The untrained alchemist, Ratkin Gorestrider, coming into the Gorestrider, gored for 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. We are 7 PCs to 2 monsters. It is now Ratkin Gorechild, a Gorestrider, coming into Corey. Corey gets 3 points of damage, a minor piercing wound, a devastating blow that ends an untrained alchemist assistant right there. Tabletop Scholar says, what a turnaround. This is a turnaround. It is 6 PCs to 2 monsters. City Guard now moving toward Kobold Crawler number 3, rocked by 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Kobold Crawler staggers, twitches, and falls. Fell-handed, 3 in a row. Nice job, Thunderwolf. Now, Reckless Dwarf wants some Gorestrider, wants to finish this, comes up with a hand axe, 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound, not enough to drop him, but the PCs are looking pretty good. Nebby weaves a spell against, to brace Homesick Flagellant. This is Stray against death. Okay. And then moves away. Round number 4. Here we go. Homesick Elf Minstrel targets the Gorestrider, comes in on his flank. Homesick Elf Minstrel comes in on the Gorestrider's flank. 5 points of damage, a major slashing wound, and that is over. I think we just did it. Fell-handed. Homesick Elf Minstrel has done 3 in a row. Victory. 6 souls walk out alive. 1 is walked out unconscious. The crowd roars for the living. $11 XP each for everyone who survived. That was worth 11 XP each for everyone who survived. 5 fell, and you get 5. Okay, so you get 5 even if you died. Winch room. Here we go. Let's bring up everybody from the winch room. Yeah, we lost the Duke. We lost Filk. Yeah. I know. I need to come up with some new bad guys. I really do. I'm trying to. I've been rewatching all of the streams, and that took like 3 hours today. Like, once I get through all the streams, then I can start doing more stuff. Because yes, we need more bad guys. Dave, okay, got some help right there. Let's go to promotions, because I have ideas for bad guys. Trust me, I have ideas. Unseasoned Bandit, Sarah. Level 1 Thief, you got it. Homesick Elf Minstrel, Courtney, Elf, you got it. You're through. Magic Missile, you learned Magic Missile. Nice job. Reckless Tunnel Guard, Sable Phoenix, level 1 Dwarf. There you go, you got it. You're very welcome, Stray. Stray says, thank you very much for putting this together. Thank you. Lurching Porter, Dave. Hey, and I am still working on a way to get you guys to be able to command your characters in battle. I'm still working on that. I haven't been able to move forward on it, but I'm still working on that. Once you guys are able to command your characters in battle, it's going to change everything. Homesick Flagellant, Stray, level 1 Cleric. Nice job. All right, let's sort and dismiss. Who's in the infirmary? 20 characters in the infirmary. 20 characters in the infirmary. Stiffy, Renee Dulac, 13, 16, 16 days. Garrick the Dwarf Taylor has 7 days to recover. Nebby the All-Seeing, 2 days. 24 days. Oh, Brent, an 8-point grievous wound. I mean, that freaking... Hey, Hey, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. We have finished our last fight for tonight, but hey, Van Davis, I'm so glad you're here. So you've spawned a character, hit spawn character, and hit bang spawn, and we will have you in the next round. I'm so glad you're here. SKD Fish says, holy crap, we can work together to take down baddies organized. Yes, exactly. When you can actually work together and commanding your characters, that's going to change the game. I'm working on it. I don't know if you got in, Van Davis. Hit bang spawn again. Did I see your character? There's a 30-second global cooldown on bang spawn, so you might have accidentally hit that, Van Davis, inside the cooldown times. Hit bang spawn again, Van Davis. Hit bang spawn again. Let's go over to the stable. Everybody's over here in the stable. I don't know. Let's actually go over here to the leaderboard. Let's go to the leaderboard. Most kills, top killers. The Chosen One has killed 19. 19. At the moment, Dave says, is there a limit to the number, how many characters a player can have? There will be, but at the moment, there is not. So there will be, but at the moment, there is not. So if you want to get in on this, you need to bang spawn as many characters as you want, because there will be a limit to the number of characters you can have, but I haven't gotten to that yet. There you go. Van Davis has bang spawned, and Van Davis has a haggard acolyte. A haggard acolyte is trying to convince themselves that adventuring is indeed a viable career path. All right. Nice job, Van Davis. Well, no, it doesn't. You're talking about number of characters. The number of characters don't directly impact the chance of being drafted, because the draft is chosen by player. It's chosen by player. Okay, top killers. Let's look at the leaderboards before we close out tonight. Leaderboard, most kills. The Chosen One, 19. You have moved up 2 spaces because you've killed +5. You've killed 5, so the Chosen One is now our biggest killer, moved in front of Boars at 17. Reginald Ironsides, 15. Hilbo Baggins has 12. Victor Argyle has 11. Sir Linos has 11. Look at how these people are coming up. Very nicely done. Let's see. Right here, Duke Arenzio, who has unfortunately fallen. Oh, well, okay. Well, that's all right. Ben Davis says, I just saw the email. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning of the stream and watch what's going on, because this is the first RPG that you play in the, in the chat. So go back to the beginning and watch so you can see what's going on. I got a how to play at the very beginning. So we got you. So I'm so glad you're here. Murdoch, 7. Let's see. Mended Temple Initiate of Dave. 6 kills. Glandule is also up there with 5 kills. We didn't have another MVP tonight. No MVP tonight. So Boars is still up there with 2. Ariste the Wanderer with 2. The Chosen One with 2. Let's see. Boss Slayer. So let's see. Oh, Boars. Okay, Boars killed another boss. So Reginald Ironside, Sable Phoenix, still number 1. Fell-Handed Fae, number 2. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix has 3 characters who are all in the top 3 as far as our boss slayers go. Then Boars, but Boars finally took down another one, so he's got 3. So Boars is, fighting up there with 3. Let's see. Chestnut the Tenor, Courtney, has 2 majors slain. Portia with 2, and also the Chosen One with 2. Okay. It's hard to get those. It is hard to get those. We have a new damage dealer, the Chosen One. The Chosen One has now taken our top biggest damage dealer, having dealt 136 points of damage total in his career. The Chosen One, nice job. That moves up by 42 points of damage. 42 points of damage tonight. 136 points of damage. The Chosen One, you are now on top. Reginald Ironsides, you are number 2. Boars is number 3 with 102 points of damage in his career. That's plus 14. Victor Argyle goes up by 6. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, did 49 points of damage tonight. Did a whole bunch of work in the Bloodcage tonight. Nice job. Drunken Hilbo Baggins. Hilbo continuing to do what Hilbo is supposed to do, going to 71 points of damage, going up, living up to his name, plus 1, 18 points of damage. Sir Linos has gone up 7 slots for doing 27 points of damage. Amended Temple Initiate of Davinoff goes up to 50. Daily Biscuits shows up for the first time on the top 25 leaderboard with 47 points of damage. Woo, lots of stuff. Most bruised. Who's taking the most damage? The Chosen One. The Chosen One has taken 18 points of damage, moved up 3 slots. Garrick the Dwarf Taylor is new on the leaderboard for having taken 18 points of damage. Bronnan has 17 points of damage. Hilbo Baggins has taken 17 points of damage. Hilbo Haggins has taken 17 points of damage going up. So, I mean, there's some people on the most damaged who are still alive. Boars has 14. Okay. Let's see. Biggest hit right here. Trin, still biggest hit. Daily Biscuits put up a 16. Sir Linos put up a 16. We got lots of people who put up a 16. The Chosen One, plus 14 by going plus 4. Nice job. We got lots of people with 16 hit points right there. Victor Argyle, 15. Let's see. Barden Stone Strike. Sable Phoenix's Dwarf now at 13 right there. Most XP, Boars has reclaimed the lead with 173 XP. It's going to take 1,000 XP to get to level 2. We got to do some other things to get more XP. I know, but I'm trying. I'm working as fast as I can. Ariste 149. The Chosen One is up to 132 XP. That is up 2 slots because you got plus 26. Murdolph at 111. Let's see. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, 82. Nice job. 75. Let's see. Down to Glandule, the Arcanist, at 60. All right. Wealthiest, we can skip that because we're not accumulating treasure right now. Most blood drops. Boars has 8. Boars has 8 blood drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boars continues to be our hero. 8 blood drops right there. 2 MVP badges. Most damage dealt, 3. Most kills, 2. Best defense, number 1. Highest XP, plus 1. Boars continues to be our hero. Chosen One's right behind him with 7 blood drops. Victor Argyle with 6. Reginald Ironsides with 5. Corey Enoch with 5. The Duke, we lost the Duke. I am so sorry about that, Inner Light. We lost the Duke tonight, who had 5. Hilbo Haggins has 5. Tremulous Cultist has 4. Renee DeLocke, 4. Sir Linos, 4. Coming up 9 slots to plus 1. Let's see. Stiffy has 4. We've got the Mended Temple Initiate plus 9 coming up to 4. So if you want blood drops, if you want to be in the top 25, you got to have at least 3 blood drops, looking like 4. Best defense, somebody came up. Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, now is taking the number 2 slot, moving up 6 slots tonight because of +5 perfect defenses. Boars is still out in the lead with 19 defenses. Nice job, Victor Argyle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Victor Argyle after that. Then Alden Shieldbound. That was PH. Hate that we lost that character. Amended Temple Initiate. The Chosen One, number 10, coming up too. Looks like what we're doing right there. So show wrap up. So we had 60. So here's what happened tonight. Tonight we had 64 kills. Killed 64 things tonight. 10 characters died. There were 3 new champions. That's a champion is a number 1 on the list. There were 438 points of damage dealt tonight. 438 points of damage. So the Tabletop Scholars, the Chosen One, is now one of our champions because he is now the top killer. Cage MVPs, that remains with Boars. Biggest damage dealers, that's the Chosen One, Tabletop Scholar. The Fallen, here are all of the Fallen tonight. I am so sorry. We can see that Philp the Foul is on there. Sam Bankman is on there. Duke Arenzio is on there. I am sorry. Here's to everybody. Here's to you. To everyone who died. Most kills tonight, Victor Argyle, Sable Phoenix, +5. Daily Biscuits, Courtney, +5. The Chosen One, the Tabletop Scholar, +5. Warren City Guard, +3. Let's see. Chestnut Tenor, +3. Yes, F in the chat for everyone who died tonight. F in the chat for everyone who died. Most damage dealt, Victor Argyle goes +49. Daily Biscuits, Courtney goes +47. Chosen One goes to +42. Sir Linus goes to +27. Barden Stone Strike goes to +20. Blow of the night is Daily Biscuit, who did a crit with a halberd against a 8 for 16 points of damage. Whoa! Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to start watching this again and see what's going on. Had a great time with you guys tonight. Had a fantastic time with you. Thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed playing with you tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Please, everyone, go forth, be creative, and be constructive. I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you all. Later, everybody.